Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I just want to thank everybody who's been watching my programs and with all the wonderful guests coming from all various backgrounds, cultures, and all areas in the entertainment and also indutainment business. So I just want to thank everybody. Please, you can watch me on CaribVision, stream the app, do what you have to do. And we're in 28 different countries, including London, UK, all through the Caribbean, the countries. In Canada, I'm on BellFibe between 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you need something or to watch, go to watch BellFibe channel 658. We're also through the various cable networks in the U.S. And if you missed all that and you didn't get a chance to watch on anything on TV, then you could go to my YouTube channel, which is DBoss Networks, and subscribe, like, share, do all the stuff for the algorithms, and also follow the guests that come on so you could build up them here. We're not just here. I just don't do a show just to do a show. We do a show here to help all the people or their companies, their brands, their businesses to get ahead, have awareness. So, make a comment. If they're author, if there's something, make a comment, because that's important, because they want to know what you think about the product. And if it's music you're stream the music, pay for the stream, because that's how they all get into the awards for the Junos, Grammys, all the different award shows that they have and stuff like that. So people don't know that that's how people get in. If you don't say nothing, you don't look at their stuff, it's not, you're not helping them. So that's a big help. So, share, comment, as I tell people. And the other thing, I hope everybody's been doing their 15 minutes of laughing, because that's going to help you release stress. That puts a good day on you, how you start your day. Also, that helps in putting down your blood pressure. I'm not saying if you have any. It also tones your abs. So laughing is good. 15 minutes. If you don't have anybody, you say, oh my goodness, I don't have anybody to laugh with. Well, they got all kinds of things. You could phone somebody. You could put something funny on with all the different things, look and laugh. But, I just hope that nobody has to go to the extreme of, you have to find somebody or sign up for laughing classes. So I encourage everybody to do 15 minutes or more of laughing. It keeps you looking youthful. There's so many health benefits for laughing. It heals your body. So in respect to that tone, we are going to see from one of the sponsors, Vital Steps to Vital Health. And then also we'll hear something about to download the app for CaribVision, so you could stream anytime, watch anytime, anywhere. We're on your phones, on whichever device you choose to do that. But we're going to find out when we come back about especially why these independent, strong women are coming out with so many great novels and topics that people don't want to touch on. So we're going to find out all that. So we'll be right back.
Welcome to Your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about the effects of no exercise on the muscles. Many people are spending a lot of Welcome to Your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about the effects of no exercise on the muscles. Many people are spending a lot of time sitting at their desk and not exercising, as well as the internet has taken people out of the exercise realm and into sitting down and playing games on their phones. There's a major detriment to not exercising. When you don't exercise, your muscles become weak, and that impacts your bones. So now you have both weak muscles and weak bones. The other problem is you lose strength, and the daily activities that you like to do become more difficult. So it's important to be doing some form of exercise to keep the muscles toned. And thirdly, your body composition will change. You will end up getting more body fat and less muscle mass, which then tends to be unattractive, and you lose energy and you become more fatigued. So do yourself a favor. Get into a great exercise routine, find somebody who can put you on a great program. Your body's gonna love it. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. Take care.
All right, everybody, we're back. We're back. Sorry about that. Everything is a little bit just a little bit slower there running. So I don't know what's going on, but the technology. This is real life matters. So anything at all is possible. All right, so we have our guest that's coming on, and we're going to find out about the novel, and it's a very interesting yeah, topic, the wife by the hour. So we're going to find out from the author what all about this novel and this interesting topic and how it all transpires without talking out the book, of course. So with no further ado, I introduce to you GAIL Treasure.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow, GAIL. Wow. This topic here for this novel, Wife by the Hour. Now, first of all, we're going to backtrack a bit. We here at Real Life Matters, we like to know everybody's cultural background and where they come from.
Oh, okay. Um, my dad was born in Scotland and immigrated here, and my mom Canadian, so very like British and so on. I've always had like a real interest in
What?
languages, and I majored in French and Italian in university, and I've traveled quite a bit. But that's so. There, my novel is actually set in
Wow. So
France
you still use
because I love it there.
what?
So.
It's set in France.
Yeah,
Wow.
in a little well, most of it.
All right.
It starts in Toronto, but there I'd say the bulk of it happens in a town called Saint-Paul-de-Vence, which is on the French Riviera.
Okay. All right. So what inspired you to come up with the title?
Oh my gosh, it's not my title. I my title for the book, it isn't. It is totally not inspired by me. That was a publisher. My first title for the book was 7 Reasons Why He Won't Leave His Marriage. And that sounds a bit like a nonfiction thing, um, because part of the story is that you've got this escort and she falls in love with her last client, but she's a really analytical person, and she's leaving the business, and she's still very concerned about the industry, and also curious. All her clients were married, and so she's going to write this blog about what she's learned about married men that see escorts, and why don't they just leave? Why don't they just leave their marriage? What keeps them there? And she has a personal stake in figuring this out because she is in love with this man who's seemingly happily married, or he's staying in his marriage. And there are 7 reasons. I learned that through internet research. So that was my first title. And then that sounded too like nonfiction. So her escort name is Just Julia. Escorts will either
Oh,
just take a fictitious first and last name, like you might take Amy Smith or something, or you take an adjective and your first name. Like one of my favorite escorts, her name is Exotic Vivian. She does an amazing podcast. And so that's what I did with my character, but she called herself Just Julia, which is kind of a joke on the actress who played in Pretty Woman.
oh. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So,
but the title "Wife by the Hour," I mean, I don't dislike it, and it's not untrue, but it was my publisher who somebody there chose that, and they felt it would be more marketable, I guess. It gets attention.
well, well, usually if people offer them services, usually maybe it is only for an hour, or unless they got to pay extra.
Well, yeah, I would think that most of the clients, from what I've learned through internet research, yeah, an hour is pretty standard.
Yeah. So, I like that. An hour's pretty standard, unless they want a whole night. No,
Yeah,
but
that happens too. Or even there are
so
some escorts who will do half hours or 15 minutes, but most won't. Most are like, it's at least an hour. Some will say minimum 2 hours. It's a lot of
right.
work getting ready.
Get ready for that. So your book. So what happens is that this was the person Julia. She calls herself Julia. That was
Mm.
supposed to be her last client, or that she was
Yeah.
getting out the business.
Yeah. She's also a supply teacher. I'm in real life, that's my job. I'm a teacher. I'm retired now, but
Hmm.
I still do supply teaching. Um, so that's her job. She's a supply teacher, and in my mind, she started working at the time when it was actually difficult to get a job as a teacher, so she was supplying, and then she was offered the chance to, supplement her income by working as an escort. And she has an agent. Julia has an agent, which really goes a long way in helping her stay safe. The agent screens clients and just advises her, and it's a lot safer situation. And it's been good, and she's enjoyed it. But she's a single mom, and at the beginning of the novel, her daughter is 11, and
Oh, she's a
she.
single mom. Wow.
Mhm. So she's thinking that, she's been raising her daughter for the past 11 years, and her daughter doesn't know anything about it, but she's not actually, like, she's not ashamed, but there is stigma, so she doesn't know how to explain this to her daughter. And she also realizes that her daughter's going to be moving out of her life, so she'd like to find a guy, an actual relationship. So that's why she's decided to leave escorting. And she also has been offered a full-time teaching job. So that's where she is, and it's her last day. And her agent says, got this nice guy, he's your last client. And then he walks in the door, and it just is, it's basically love at first sight. Like, she's never been in love. But she realizes, only because of his voice, that he must be the husband of a girl that she met 25 years ago, that she was friends with when she was in France. When she was, they were both au pairs. They both worked in France when they were 19. So anyway, so that's where she is. This is like just chapter one.
Wow.
He comes in. She's just like, wow, I've never met anybody like this man. And so, like, they have sex, and it is weird for her because she actually knows who his wife is. With her other clients, they're anonymous people to her. You know.
Well, that's actually. I know. I guess she feels weird because she knows somebody, and but he can't figure it out yet.
Oh, he doesn't
So
know
I
at
guess
all.
he was single at the time then.
When was he single? He's married, and like, he's
Was he
married.
ever single?
Was he ever? Yeah, he was single when he was a teenager, but when she met the girl originally in France 18 years
Yeah.
ago. Oh, yeah. Everybody
Hmm.
was single. Yeah. But
Okay.
so the girl, her name is Zoe. So she met Zoe in France when she was 19. Um, they had this time together in France. They were really good friends, but then they weren't for some reason, which I won't tell you. Um, and then she never spoke to
Okay.
Zoe again. But Zoe did later in life have a podcast. And so Julia was aware of what happened with Zoe's life. And she had heard Zoe's husband's voice on the podcast. So that's why she knows when he walks in and speaks to her. She's like, I think I know this voice. So
That's you don't want anybody to know that, but here somebody walks in.
Well, and he doesn't know all, like, and so
That's very ironic.
yeah, it is. It is. I really wanted it to be just a love story. Like I was trying to tell a love story. And it follows very much it feels like a rom-com when you're reading it, like a fun rom-com movie, but there's a lot of information about escorting as well, because I did tons of research, listened to tons of podcasts during the pandemic of escorts. And so you can learn a lot about the industry, their rights or lack of rights, just, what happens on dates, and yeah, just the whole escorting industry is like, that's in there, but it really is a love story as well. To me, that was the first thing I was trying to write, was a love story.
Well,
But I was also
I think it is. I think it looks like it. I think it sounds like that. It looks like that.
Mhm.
It's very wife by the hour. So people will want to know, what do you mean wife by the hour? But then it's very catchy. I like it.
Yeah, I know. I like it too. And if, that was my publisher's idea, like, writers write and people who market books think of good titles. I've met lots of authors who say they weren't the ones who chose their title. So yeah, because if you
Oh,
saw a
well,
book,
that's okay. That's okay.
if you saw a book and it was called Just Julia, you really wouldn't know what that was about. But this gives you a pretty good indication what's going to be in there. And the picture kind of looks like, well,
Well,
it's
you're
supposed to,
providing the meat. So,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So sorry, I didn't hear your question.
no, I said you're providing the meat
Of the
of the
story.
book.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely, definitely. And, they didn't, like, they didn't change much about my story at all. Like, from the beginning, the publisher, Rebecca, was like, she loved it. She was like, I read this in 2.5 hours. It was like, it's a really fun jaunt through France, but also through the relationship of these people. And there's a lot of actually cool characters in it too. People that she knew in France when they were 18, 19 years old. And then she goes back there, right? As she's 43 in the main part of the story, and revisits a lot of these, the people and places that she was when they were younger. So, and then as her story unfolds, because when she goes back,
So are you going to write something else
oh, am I going to write something else? Well, I have
or a
written 2
sequel?
books. And well, actually 3. My first 2 books also had a teacher and a sex worker, but they were 2 different characters. And this book, I put the teacher and the sex worker as one character. And I've also written a middle grade book, a historical adventure for 9 to 12-year-olds, which is my teacher part of me. So, and I'll keep writing. I don't know, maybe I'll write another romance. They're fun. Like, I like stories.
Or maybe a sequel to this one?
Well, that's well, when you get to the end, I think it's a very satisfying ending. That's what people have said to me, that it's a happy ending.
Okay.
um, and I think it ties it up. Like, um, yeah, I don't think it would have a sequel, but you never know.
Okay.
They made a sequel for Mamma Mia, so, like,
Maybe her daughter came up in the footsteps and that's how she found her husband.
maybe. Well,
All
it
right.
would be an
So,
interesting
Gail,
world.
is there any?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What you're gonna
Well, I
say?
was just gonna say that part of what Julia's hoping when she retires from escorting, she actually outs herself, because when she was an escort, she was her persona was completely hidden and she wasn't online or anything. But she realizes she wants to out herself just so that she can be like a voice for escorts who are still doing it, who don't have enough rights, who aren't safe, who are in unsafe situations. And so I don't know. I know she wouldn't object to her daughter following in her footsteps, but she would want the world to be like a kinder place where sex workers had more rights,
Okay.
if that were the case.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they don't.
they
So,
don't.
are there any shout outs that you want to give to your people?
Oh, well, I wrote the book with my book coach, James Dewar, over um, during COVID. We met online every 2 weeks. I would write 3,000 words and then he would send me back his comments. And then my best writing buddy, Jan Field, we spent the next year after that. She helped me edit it. And then to Rebecca Eckler, who's the publisher at Rebooks, because she's wonderful. And anybody who writes, and she particularly loves memoirs. This is not a memoir. I wasn't an escort, but she's really happy to talk to anybody who writes about whatever. And that's how I actually found her as a publisher. Just she offers you 10 minutes of chatting about your book ideas and so on. So thanks very much to her.
Yes. Well, she's been on here already.
Oh, she has? Okay, so
I've
you know
interviewed her.
her. Mhm. She's
Yes. All
wonderful.
right. So if people, yes. So if people want to follow you on your social medias and keep up with what you're doing, where can they find you?
Okay, so I'm working on a website, but I am on Facebook. Um, it's my name, and Instagram at Gail Treasure.
Okay. And if they want to get the book, where can they get the book? Where is it
Um,
available? And how much is it? I forgot that.
well, I think it's on sale on Amazon right now. I think it's $19 today. I don't know how Amazon does this. It just changes the price, whatever, but that's cool. Um, and also, and so it's on Amazon.ca, or I guess it's on Amazon.com as well, probably. I don't know, I'm Canadian. And it's on the Rebooks website as well, at the publisher. And
Okay. You
so
got encourage. There's the book. There it is
that's the book.
in life
Yeah,
format.
it's really cute. It was something else to,
It's a soft cover, right?
yeah, it's just a soft cover. I know. I was a
And
librarian
what
for
did you
many
want to
years.
say?
I don't see the point of hardcovers. So, like, it's a lot of material.
It's heavier.
They're very heavy. Yeah.
If you had been a book bag or you're in college and university, you got to carry those textbooks, then you'll know how heavy it is
Oh, yeah,
with those hardcovers.
for sure.
All right. Well, Gail, it's been a pleasure. If you come back, you're going to come back again. I invite you to come back. If you're going to be writing something or you're doing something, it's another book. Would you come up with your all creativity and and I encourage everybody to get this book. It's Wife by the Hour, Gail Treasure. It's not
Very
expensive,
fun.
as you said, as you just said on Amazon. It's or see what the prices are. The varied prices, but it's a good read.
Oh, it really is. It's a lot of fun. It's on Kindle as well, which, when you're on Amazon, you can purchase through Kindle or the soft cover.
All right. So, anyways, I do want to thank you, Gail, for coming on
Thank
tonight.
you.
So,
Thank you, Dee.
good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.